Tonight, in Texas, unseen forces literally scare a construction worker to death. An attorney solves a 100-year-old murder mystery with the help of the victim. In California, toy store employees encounter a spirit determined to reach out to the living because he refuses to believe that he's dead.
Reaching out from the world that lies beyond, they glide through the portals of our imagination. They shouldn't even exist, yet they've been seen appearing in the wink of an eye and vanishing in the pound of a heartbeat. Where they come from, what they want, only they know. They are beyond life, beyond death, to some of us beyond belief. But you are about to meet ordinary men and women who claim to have witnessed them, walked with them, even embraced them. Ordinary people who tell true stories of haunted lives.
When one thinks of ghosts, one imagines ruined castles or a lonely graveyard in the dead of night. But recently, Psychic Sylvia Browne investigated a series of hauntings in a most unlikely location, an ordinary toy store in Sunnyvale, California.
This is a place in which they had lost, or reportedly had lost, 6 managers. So out of desperation, they called me and said, would you please come in because we think we have a ghost. It's a story of unrequited love, and not like some of the violence we see at other, let's say, ghost stories. It's sad, it's tragic.
It was the new frontier of California, barely tamed by farms and orchards. The year was 1881, the season, spring. Yanni Janssen was a barely literate, emotionally disturbed farmhand who lived for just one thing, his desperate love for his employer's daughter.
Elizabeth.
Yanni, you have to stop writing me these letters.
I don't mean to upset you.
You have. And if I told my father, he would ask you to leave.
But I love you.
And I love someone else.
I know I'm just a caretaker. I don't have very much to offer, but what riches I do have are in my heart.
I don't love you, Yanni. You have to understand that. I don't mean to hurt you, but I'm getting married in 6 days, and it's best that you forget about me. Bye.
Wait, you don't know me. You barely knew I existed till I wrote those letters. How do you know you don't love me?
I feel nothing for you.
I won't rest until you marry me. Elizabeth, don't go!
Time passes, as time will. What was once an orchard became a busy toy store, filled with the sounds of laughter, the hum of cash registers, and the presence of something else. Something that cannot easily be put into words.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Elizabeth.
Hello? Who's there?
Whoa, hold on. Where's the fire?
There's something back there.
Where?
In the storeroom. It touched me, and it said something.
Oh, what touched you?
Excuse me, are you the manager?
Yes.
There's something wrong with your bathroom. The water comes on by itself. I turned the faucet off, but it came back on again. I think you need a plumber.
Oh, I'll call one right away. Thank you.
May I please have the rest of the day off?
Oh, whatever it is that scared you back there, I'm sure there's a logical explanation for it. Come on, I'll show you. Oh, it's only the storeroom. Nothing to be afraid of. Okay, guys, we got a little problem. So I am putting the storeroom off limits for the next couple of days.
Rumor has it there's ghosts in the storeroom. Welcome to Ghosts R Us. Can I haunt you?
This is not a joke. And if you go around saying that there's a ghost, then we're liable to lose all of our customers. So until I can figure out exactly what this is, it's business as usual. Okay?
Bill. Did you stack them like that?
No.
Toys R Us.
Hi, it's me. Margie and I are at the school library. We're trying to figure this thing out. And we just found out some really interesting information. A long time ago, some people named Elizabeth and Martin Murphy lived here in Sunnyvale. They had this hired hand named Yanni Janssen, who was killed in an awful accident. The spooky part is that all this stuff happened exactly where the store is now.
We also found a lady we think can help us. She's a psychic researcher. Her name is Sylvia Browne. She works with the police and really knows this area. She specializes in these kinds of cases. She's supposed to be very professional. She may even know who the ghost is. We really think she can help us. What do you think?
I need her right away.
All right, we'll get in touch with her.
Uh-huh.
Elizabeth! Help me. Elizabeth! Help me. Elizabeth! Elizabeth! Help me. Help me.
From what I can tell, this has all the signs of a real haunting.
What exactly is a haunting?
It's spirits that don't know they're dead, or they resist going towards the light. Sometimes it's just unfinished business, or they just don't want to go. You see, in this case, Yanni Janssen is in a time warp, and he really believes that he's still part of this Martin Murphy ranch.
So how long will he be doing this for?
Months, years, maybe.
Well, how do I get rid of him?
With a silver bullet.
Well, really, we have to convince him that he's dead.
That night, Sylvia Browne tried to summon the spirit of Yanni Janssen.
Yanni, are you with us? Yanni, can you hear me? I can feel his presence now. It's getting stronger. He's coming towards us.
I can see him. He looks a lot like Casper.
He's coming around the corner now. Hello, Yanni. Come closer so we can see you. You're looking for someone. Her name is Beth. Elizabeth Murphy. Is this Martin Murphy's wife? No. This is his daughter. I'm sorry. No, she's not here. I know you loved her. She's very beautiful. Yes, I know how you can find her. She's on the other side. She's gone towards the light. You have to go towards the light, Yanni. You have to go towards the light to find Beth. Yanni, go towards the light.
Thank you.
Hopefully he's gone.
Good job. Good night. Good night, good job.
Hey, drive safe now, okay? Is anybody here? Hello?
Yanni's appearance in the 1982 seance, as evidenced by this famous infrared photograph, was not his last haunting. In January of 1991, we revisited the Sunnyvale Toys R Us, where employees, past and present, gathered to talk about their experiences in the intervening years.
I heard my name being called. And, you know, I listened again, and I turned around, and I couldn't see who was calling me. And I said, wait a minute, she's not even working today. And I'd get back up, and I'd start fixing the overstock again, and I'd hear it again. And then I'd feel my hair being caressed. And it just, ugh.
And the one little teddy bear, instead of just falling down like it normally would, went out into an arch down to the floor. And I said to the manager, "You say what? Did that frighten you?" And he said, "It sure did, Put." So now when I go into the stock room, I bless myself and I say, "Hi, Johann. It's only me doing a day's work."
And upstairs we heard footsteps, very loud footsteps, thump, 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 thump. And I looked around and counted 1, 2, 3, 4 to make sure we were all there. And we were all there. And I asked one of the employees, I said, "Let's go upstairs and check it out." He's all, "No way, I'm staying right where I am."
I had gone in to use the restroom, was in one of the restroom stalls, heard the door open, heard the water turn on, kind of looked under, saw nobody in the restroom. The water turned off, the door opened, and I refused to use the restroom the rest of the 6 weeks I was here.
Someday, of course, he will leave. Maybe Beth will come for him, some loving entity will grab him. He'll go on to the white light, but until that time, he still walks up and down these halls looking for his lost love.
When we return, a ghost helps to solve the mystery of her own murder. Next to the coast of San Diego stands the Hotel del Coronado. For over 100 years, it has been famous as one of the world's greatest examples of Victorian architecture. But since 1892, there have been reports that the ghost of a beautiful young woman named Kate Morgan, an apparent suicide, haunts the hotel. A respected criminal attorney named Alan May was fascinated by recent reports he had seen on television. A mystery buff, he decided to investigate the rumored hauntings firsthand. One summer night in 1989, Alan May checked into the Del Coronado. He stayed the night in the very room Kate Morgan was said to haunt. By the next morning, he was asking to be moved to another room.
What can I tell you, Mr. May? As far as I know, room 3502 is the one that... Well, you were there last night. Didn't you hear anything?
Yeah, I heard the elevator, I heard the ice machine. Look, I'm not trying to be difficult, I just don't think that was the room. According to the stories, Kate spent her days looking out the window, waiting for her lover to come. The room I was in had no window. Besides, you said yourself the last 2 times they redesigned this hotel, they changed all the room numbers. According to all the records, that would have been room 302 in 1892. That's the room I want.
Let me see if it's free. This is very strange. According to the computer, room 3312 is out of service.
Is it supposed to be out of service?
No, it's not. You want it?
Yeah. In my line of work, gut feelings are very important. You have to trust them. You find yourself looking at people and objects and just knowing something about them. I wouldn't say that at that moment I believed that the room was haunted, but I did have a feeling that, haunted or not, this was Kate Morgan's room. This was where she was staying on the night she killed herself. At first, nothing unusual happened. At first. Hi.
Hi.
Any messages for Alan May in 3312?
Are you sure that's your room? 3312.
Yes. Why, is there a problem?
The computer says you've checked out. That room's out of service.
What can I tell you? I'm here.
I'm sorry about this, sir. I'll take care of it immediately. You have no messages.
Thanks.
Our original reason for going out here, I mean, we can sit in the car and drive along and count 10 or 50.
That night, I couldn't sleep. It was like I was waiting for something to happen. But what? I was panicked. Was I dreaming? I needed a witness.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
What's wrong? Just follow me. Do you see it? TV's off.
nightly image on Alan May's television compelled him to find out more about Kate Morgan's life and death.
A strange calm came over me. It was the kind of feeling I get when I've just agreed to take on a new case. To my surprise, Kate's paper trail still existed, and it told a very curious story. Kate was married and deeply in love with a handsome con man named Tom Morgan.
How many cards would you like, Mr. Fairchild?
I'll take 3.
Posing as brother and sister, the two traveled around the country, never staying in one place for long, for good reason.
Here's your drink, Mr. Fairchild.
Well, thank you, Miss Bernard.
And here's yours, Charles. I put in 3 pieces of ice, just like you wanted.
Thank you, laddie.
Your sister's very lovely, Bernard. I'll see your bet and raise you 50.
I think you're bluffing, Mr. Fairchild. I'll see your raise. Call.
Three aces.
Full house.
Someday, Mr. Bernard, you'll have to tell me how you did it. Night, Miss Bernard. You're a hell of a card player, Mr. Bernard.
It was a con game that worked. But Kate wanted something more.
You know what I'd like most, Mr. Morgan? I'd like someday to be able to wear my wedding ring out in public.
You will, Kate. If we keep scoring like this, in a few years, we'll be able to retire.
Actually, I was thinking maybe I'd retire a little earlier than that. I'm pregnant, Tom.
You can't be.
Well, I am.
Your job is to take their minds off the game. Nobody's gonna look twice at a pregnant woman. This ruins the whole scam.
Tom abandoned Kate when she no longer served his purpose. She waited for him to return, and waited. Sadly, Kate lost her baby. But despite everything she had endured, she was still determined to rejoin Tom, and he reluctantly agreed to meet her in San Diego. A tragedy was drawing towards the final act.
Do you have a Mr. Bernard registered?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, Mr. and Mrs. Bernard checked in yesterday. Whom should I tell them is calling?
No, it's all right. That won't be necessary. Just tell Mr. Bernard that his sister stopped by, and perhaps I could leave a note.
Huh.
Later, that same evening, they found Kate's body. She had died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That poor, lonely young woman waiting for a lover that would never come. Kate Morgan's story made sense to me now. Certainly, it would explain the presence of a ghost, if that's what I was dealing with. Ghost or not, my heart went out to Kate. But that night, as I returned to the hotel, I was uneasy. Something was bothering me. It was her death certificate. Maybe the police missed something. The police had missed something vital. The gun that Kate had supposedly used was a .44 American Bulldog. Yet the slug taken from her skull at the autopsy was a .38, a much smaller bullet. At that moment, I felt I was close to solving the mystery. I didn't feel fear so much as I felt awe. It was my room, but not my room. Kate had somehow pulled me into the past. Her past. Kate obviously wanted to show me something. And I had no choice but to follow. As I left the room, it was as if I were there, but not there. How can I explain it? It was like, I don't know, like sleepwalking on the stage of some bizarre play. All I could do was watch as the events unfolded.
I got your note, Kate. What do you want?
I thought I wanted you. I don't anymore.
What do you want, Kate? You want money? Is that it? You want a divorce? You can have it. Just tell me what you want, Kate. Don't be foolish, Kate.
You lied to me. You hurt me.
Kate, please.
Kate, behind you!
Tom picked up Kate's gun and fired it into the dirt of the potted palm on the landing. He placed the gun in Kate's hand and walked away. He just committed a perfect crime. Everyone believed that Kate Morgan had killed herself. That is, until 98 years later, when a skeptical attorney took up her case. But I couldn't help but wonder, why me? Why had she summoned me to solve her mystery? If Kate knew, she wasn't telling.
Weighted down by the tragedy he had witnessed, Alan May decided to tend to Kate's grave. He had purchased a headstone so Kate would not be cast aside in death as she had been in life. Later, Alan would discover that Kate Morgan had an earlier child who had survived. Unable to care for him, she had left him in the home of a close friend, a San Francisco reverend who then raised the boy as his own son. And amazingly, that reverend was Alan May's own great-grandfather. Though Alan May's experience with the ghost of Kate Morgan seems too incredible to be true, his credibility as a witness appears to be undeniable.
For the last 18 years, I've been a practicing attorney here in California, so this whole metaphysical experience is very bizarre to me. It's something I've never believed in before. I believe in it now, though, because not only did I have the experience of seeing what I saw, but I've got 4 or 5 witnesses who also saw it too, so I have to come to the conclusion I wasn't incompetent or non-compos mentis, but I was seeing what I saw.
This Texas field is all that remains of the Metz Elementary School. Though quiet today, not long ago ghosts were said to walk this place, ghosts that may have claimed a human life. When we return, the story of a terrified construction crew who led haunted lives.
The Metz Elementary School had stood for 75 years, but in the fall of 1990, progress demanded that it be torn down.
Blow up the school, let's do it, man. Get out of here.
To Morris Torres and his brother Gabe, tearing down the school was an easy job. With their dad Joe calling the shots, it was just another day's work. They were wrong. Dead wrong.
Dad, we gotta get started. I know. I'm just waiting for your brother and Leo to finish their inspection. They went inside. We should be okay.
All right, then. Let's go tell your dad to get started. What was that?
Sounds like kids.
What the hell are they doing here?
Didn't you have a childhood, Leo? Deserted buildings are great. You can hide and seek in them, or go treasure hunting, or even looking for dead bodies or gold.
Yeah, well, I had a childhood, but I knew a hell of a lot better than to hang out in a building that was about to be torn down.
I could have swore the noise was coming from in here.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was just in our heads. I'll go get Joe.
Somebody in here? Hey, kid, what are you doing in here?
Give me a break, Leo.
Look, Joe, I'm serious. Gabe heard it too.
What the hell is the matter with you?
Inside the classroom. Huh? There was writing. It was there.
Hey, you see, I told you.
Listen, I don't have time for this.
Joe, I'm telling you, there's something in there.
Fine. What do you want me to do? Call Ghostbusters? Come on, everybody. We're taking this mother down right now. Miguel, come on, crank it up. Let's get going.
I don't know what happened.
We'll try it again. Morris, get you back onto that other piece. Come on, hurry up. All right, son. I'll go make a phone call, get someone down here to take care of this.
Let's find my watch down.
I'm losing my shirt on this job. What else can go wrong?
I need some help over here!
Here they are. What? The newspaper found out about our problems. One afternoon, a woman named Elaine Ireland called me. She had read the story. She said she was a psychic and she could help. What can I tell you? I was skeptical. Can you actually hear them?
Yes, they live here. This is their home.
Are they trying to scare us?
No. I hear laughing and singing. These are happy spirits. They were fed here, they were loved here, they were protected. This is their home. There's nothing but positive energy here.
So, what do they want?
Mr. Torres, it's obvious what they want. They don't want you here.
They don't want us here.
They want you to go. How would you like it if someone was destroying your home?
But lady, there's nothing we can do. We got a job, and we have to do it.
I know. I know, Mr. Torres, and I know you don't believe in the spirits, but they're here, and they intend to stay right here.
Maybe I should have listened. The next day, even more guys left. But what was I supposed to do? It was a job, and where I come from, you don't say no to work, ghosts or no ghosts. I was ready to try anything. I even brought in a community religious leader to perform an exorcism.
Oh, Heavenly Father, we ask you to have mercy upon these souls and allow them the rest that they seek within the sanctuary of your heavenly kingdom. Take them from our midst and grant them eternal peace. Amen.
The exorcism seemed to work. I was ready to believe in miracles if that was going to help me get this job done. By the afternoon, we were beginning to make up some of the lost time. So, what do you think? Can we catch up with ourselves?
Oh, it's not possible. We can get part of the crew back by tomorrow. I'd even bet on it. All right?
Thanks, Leo.
Mr. Torres, I got trouble.
What's the matter with you, Otto? I told you Morris would help you demolish that wall.
No, that ain't it, Mr. Torres. I mean, I can't go back out there.
Otto, we took care of those ghost things. They're gone.
No, I can't go back. I got a feeling if I do, something terrible's gonna happen.
Yeah? Well, if you don't go back in, something even worse is gonna happen to you. You'll get fired. Now, please listen and try to understand. We are running behind. I need you.
But Mr. Torres...
Otto!
Poor guy. He said something bad. You're still coming down, no matter what.
Now, all that remains of Metz Elementary School is a vacant lot and many unanswered questions. After the job, Joe Torres dug up one of the trees from the school and planted it in his daughter's front yard. Several days later, his son-in-law called to say that he heard voices coming from the tree. They were the voices of children, singing and laughing.
Well, I was never one to believe in ghosts or spirits, but since I got reports and my equipment went down and my superintendent's wife stopped and his pickup wouldn't run and walls falling the wrong way, and my son bringing it to my attention that they've heard and felt and experienced some noises in there, and I began to think otherwise.
When I was downstairs too working in a restroom between two narrow walls, cutting pipes, a cold breeze went through me, and it kind of scared me for a while. You know, my brother's here sweating, and I'm up here getting all cold.
They both got me to thinking about, are there really ghosts in here or not? And that still runs through my mind now, and I don't know what to believe anymore.
There was a sadness that last time I was there. I think we trampled where we didn't belong without their permission. These children demanded attention, and they certainly got it, these spirits. There are at least 20 new believers and people with new respect for the spirit world.
They're planning to build a new school there, of course, and I just wish them luck. I hope they don't go through the same experience that I did, and I just hope they have better luck than I did.
Tonight, we've seen three very different kinds of ghost stories. What compels these haunting events? Why do ordinary men and women experience such extraordinary things? All that we know for certain is that there are many other tales to be told. Strange tales of haunted lives.